Tell us more bear stories.
A lot of bear stories.
Jenny!
Hey, Dee!
It's not that hard. I can come up with a story. I can come up with a bear story. If I can come up with a bear story on the spot, you can come up with a bear story.
Oh, that's our first. I can't do that.
Can't do that? Alright, fine. I'll do it. Alright, so one day, it was a Sunday afternoon. I remember this distinctly because I had waffles for lunch that day. I had a very late breakfast. I usually don't eat breakfast, but I really wanted some waffles. I was craving some waffles. It was a Sunday afternoon. It was 12:45, and I heard a knock at the door. Alright, so I went and I look at the time and said, who could that be? It's like, I'm not expecting any package. So I go and I open the door, and it's this big-ass black bear. And he's got a scar going through his eye, and he's wearing a suit. And he says, hello, do you have time to talk about our Lord and Savior, Honey Christ? I said, listen, man, I understand the struggle out there is hard, but, I mean, listen. It's like, listen, man, I'm not super religious. I respect what you're trying to do, but, you know, I'm not picking up what you're selling. He didn't let me finish. Immediately shoves his entire arm through my torso. I'm sitting there. I'm freaking out. I'm thinking, shit, who's gonna eat the rest of my waffles? Those waffles are gonna go bad. So I'm calling my dog to, like, eat the rest of these waffles, because I spent 2 hours making the perfect goddamn waffles. Those aren't gonna go to waste. Picks me up by one hand, still has his entire arm through my torso, throws me in his car, drives me back to his cave, and he tells me, alright, we're gonna tell you about Honey Christ. And I'm like, listen, man, I'm not that religious of a person. He's like, no, it's cool. So he takes me back to his cave. There's all these other bears here, and they all have that same scar running across their eye. So I'm like, oh, fuck, this is a cult. This is a bear cult. This is a bunch of sentient bears in a bear cult. It's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. So I'm in this bear cult. We'll get back to the waffles, don't you worry. So I'm in this bear cult cave. And I see all these bears, like, they have the exact same scar on the exact same eye, like running through the exact same eye, each of them. And they all look relatively the same. Some of them are red, some of them are black, and some of them are blue. So I'm thinking to myself, shit, I gotta get out of here. This is obviously some kind of cult. So I'm trying to think of my escape. This man's got me in a bear cage, or in a bear trap. So I'm sitting there, my leg's bleeding out. I'm wondering about the waffles at home. All right, so I'm trying to plan my escape, and right through this little crack in the ceiling, I see a payphone, or I see a payphone pole, and I'm like, first of all, how did they not take down that payphone pole? Payphones shouldn't exist in 2018. But I escape from the bear trap, alright? I crawl through this little hole in the ceiling, undetected. I go to the payphone. I call home. I say, hey, listen, I got kidnapped by these bears. Have my waffles been eaten? And my mom's like, what do you mean you were kidnapped by bear? Are you okay? Do you want me to come get you? I said, please just answer the question. I said, have my waffles been eaten? It's like, you gotta eat them fast, because they're about to get to that point where the syrup completely takes over the waffle, and it's just soggy and just gross, and just tastes like paste. It's like, you gotta eat them. She's like, yeah, the dog ate them. It's like, she's probably gonna get sick later. It's like, okay, as long as somebody enjoyed my waffles. And as soon as I did that, hung up the phone, turned around, entire bear cult right behind me. They put a paper bag over my head, and next thing I know, I look down at my hand. I'm a bear now.
Damn.
See, Talk, that wasn't so hard. See, Talk, that wasn't so hard. That wasn't so hard. Right off the top of my head, I didn't even think about it.